All right, here we go. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Said back. We got another episode. With that being said, I'm back with my fellas, Ev, Lee, and Mike. Like we was here the last time. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm hearing that we got some good feedback, a lot of views on the last episode that we did. So we really appreciate that. Y'all keep checking us out. Keep commenting, you know what I'm saying? If you can join us live, that's good. And even if you have to catch it after we are actually done streaming, still leave comments or hit me up. If you know Mike, Ev, or Lee, you got their number, shoot them a text, shoot them something on social media just to kind of like let us know that you saw it and let us know some of your feedback. And if you want to join in the episode in the future, because we got some room, you know what I'm saying? We welcome everybody. Um, that wants to come and be a part of the conversations. So fellas, y'all have a good week. Everybody good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Everybody good over here.
Grinding.
Finally got over this cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, had the cooties for a while. Not the Rona cooties, but I had the cooties.
I think it's a little tinge, a little something going around. I think I had a little something a couple weeks ago. My throat got kind of sore and a couple little body aches, but I just
I get it.
shake it off and keep moving.
Yeah.
Try not to cough in public. You know what I'm saying? Try not to sneeze too much.
You cough in public nowadays, you might get sniped.
All right. Well, the thing about it is, my job, where I work, it's a condo. It's condos in a building, and there's a lot of like elderly people that live in there, so they still walk around in there with masks and stuff. So they are, they got some sick people and this and that, so they really still kind of paranoid about it all. We'll have to. Well, that's another topic we have to get. I don't think we really got into it too. Is about just from the beginning of the pandemic up until now. Just kind of different things that you feel like has changed in the world and how that whole thing has. I think it set the world in a different. It changed. It changed a lot. A lot of things changed. A lot of things stayed the same, and some things got worse. As far as I can see. I can't really say nothing got better.
No.
And it should have. It really should. It really should have been better after that.
Yeah.
Before we went live, we was talking about mumble rap.
Yeah.
And you feel like I think when Wayne did that, I think he might have just been acting. I don't know who's like if my first mumble rap person. I mean Migos. I think that's who I would credit it with.
But I feel like Migos. I can hear the bars and stuff.
But when they like beginning Migos versus now.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Because I know Offset. I like Offset. When he raps and everything, and Takeoff as well. But I was gonna say this. I remember my first time experiencing mumble rap, and it was I never listened to them before, but then I think like Hot 95 or something, one of the radio stations, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had him as a guest, and when they usually get like a rapper as a guest, they have them freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude I forgot who it was. The dude started freestyling, and he was like, yeah, like he wasn't even rapping. He was just like, yeah. He was just saying like some melodies and shit like that.
Oh, like that, who's
yeah, braids.
Young Thug. That's that
maybe.
Bobby. What's that song Young Thug did?
What song?
That it's got some Bobby. What is that song? Let me see if
it felt something like that. Like he was just doing it on the radio, like, hey.
Was it Lil Yachty?
Maybe, man. Maybe.
The dude with the little braids.
Yeah, I know you talk about. Maybe it was, and then I started laughing. I'm like, is this serious? Are you rapping or you just humming some shit?
I know you heard that song. I heard it because when I got back on Instagram, people use it as like a background or like for their skits. A man be saying something, he like da 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 da. He started whistling. I'm like, boy, if you don't get your ignorant ass.
Hilarious.
When I come up in the house, I go. I'm like, dude, stop.
Yeah. I heard that shit. But no, I remember when it first started mumble rap, and I was shocked because my favorite producer since I was a kid, I wanted to be a producer because of him, fucking Timbaland. Timbaland was promoting some mumble rapper, and they asked him yo, you be rapping, and then Timbaland start. I swear to God, y'all can find a clip of it. I'm not making this up. Timbaland started laughing when the host started asking him if his artist raps. He started laughing. He's like, "Yo, we don't rap no more." I'm like, "Nigga, what the fuck? Tim, what are you talking about?" He's like, "Yo, we don't rap no more. That's old. The youngins, they don't rap no more. We all about the melody." Yeah, he was out like he was pushing for this shit. I was like, "Damn."
But
So I
like
wanna,
said offline, it was like a trend because you remember before that, by the time we was all in Italy, it was like that upbeat dance music. Like everybody was doing it. Usher had a song like that. Freaking
Nicki Minaj, Chris
Nicki
Brown,
Minaj, Neo.
Akon was all over that shit.
Right. Like everybody was doing that. Yeah.
Everybody was on that shit.
Everybody was bumping that. So
shit, it got us too, man. I remember we were in Italy, man. I'm bumping to that.
It was cool in the clubs, but I ain't want to rock that shit in my car.
In my personal time.
No, sir.
I mean, like, go home on leave and forget where you at and just be like, gotta wear them tight ass clothes that we had to buy overseas and shit.
Bro, oh my god, them tight ass clothes.
I know we live, but are we gonna touch on trips? Reminiscing?
I mean,
because Big Dog said cut us off last time. He's like, so let's talk about something else real quick.
No, I didn't cut you off. I'm down. You know, I'm down to talk. You know,
we're gonna have to do like a old school BTR cut to talk about our trips.
With that being said,
uncut. Oh man.
I can't think of that damn song. I was stuck on trying to figure out what that song was.
Which one?
That song I'm thinking about, that mumble rap song.
Oh.
Bro. Yeah, man, this shit, wow. It's fading out though. Gladly, it's fading out. Quality artists are still pushing through, man.
I was watching this documentary on Netflix. It's called Explained. And
I watched that.
They did it. You see that episode on about country music and how they talk about how it's changed or whatever.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
They're like Lil Nas X, they
on trap
X came out, and then he was like, he got started off, and he was charting on the country album, and then they took it off because all the country music fans were saying that's not country enough or whatever it is. So they took him off of there. And they were saying, kind of, relating to see how then, a lot of white country people started doing rap and using the same, like before it's like country didn't even have some country music when it started off, they didn't even have drums. But now country is using 808s and it's using clap, using a lot of things from hip hop, gleaning a lot of things from hip hop, putting it in the country. And now it's as long as you the right shade, your skin is the right shade, it's okay. But they took him down real quick.
But they be forgetting that black people make country music.
Right. I saw a thing the other day of like some of the top black country artists out there.
Wasn't Post Malone a country music artist?
We started country. We started blues, started rock and roll, the whole thing.
Yeah. I know Post Malone was.
I thought he was a country music artist first, or he wasn't rapping at first.
He was white. He got famous off Iverson, White Iverson. Song White Iverson.
Okay.
Yeah. He was like mumbling on a bit. And then he got big and then started veering off the country a bit.
Right.
But yeah, man, black people, we're the innovators, bro. We create all cultural aspects. It's been a minute, man. I'm trying to wrap up this book, but I'm reading the book called The Tanning of America.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, hold on to that, bro. You can't don't put your shit out there yet.
Oh shit, my bad.
I mean, you talk about that, but don't say the title.
Oh, my bad.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's a book, right? Forget what I said. Edit that out. But it's a book written by a prominent producer and manager. Especially he did marketing for. He got connections from Jay-Z to DMX, everybody, right? So he breaks down in the book how hip hop has been the trendsetter from how it became a huge how you say, a transcendent aspect for like the marketplace.
Right.
He showed like how hip hop was marketing products from the beginning with the Run DMC when they went to the
Adidas.
stadium in New York,
My
right?
Adidas.
And they made when they made everybody lift up their shoes because the owner of fucking Adidas coming from Europe was that he was doubting if he wanted to invest, like have sponsors with Run DMC, right? So they showed up to the concert. They said, "Yo, come to our concert." And when the owner showed up, he's like, "Watch what we can do." And they made the whole fucking stand take off their shoes and lift up their fucking Adidas. They're like, "Yo, look what's the power of music, right?" And then
Right.
It's
that
like
just
Looney
opened
Tunes.
doors.
It's the dollar
Yeah,
signs.
yeah, like at the yeah. So just showing just from there, and then to like talking about Jay-Z with the Ace of Spades, and
Right.
talking about like people with their own McDonald's now, like Travis Scott, the whole McDonald's meal. It just show you like hip hop is everywhere. When you hear
Right.
Obama say a verse on a rap on his fucking congressional speech and shit,
Right.
So it's crazy.
Right. But then the flip side of that coin is we see the power of our influence, but we still allow certain things to, we could do a lot with that. But it still goes into the certain things that when the crowds want to accept. So with that much influence on the crowd, we don't have to sing about drugs, sex, murder, and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like when you tie that into how just like that influenced the sale of shoes. These lyrics and stuff, they are connected when you talk about private prisons and how they have to keep people in those prisons, and majority of the prisons is full of black people. So we're also putting that out there to get more, what I'm saying, that everybody grown, but you just going in that direction to where we got that influence. We got that influence. We have to start to change the narrative, and because like conscious rappers that we have had, Common started off conscious, Talib, right?
Yep.
Kanye
started off that way. KRS back in the day, especially like early 80s rap, it was
Public Enemy,
but then this whole gangster rap and stuff came in and changed it. Like right now, I would say, I think Cole is pretty conscious. I think Kendrick is pretty conscious.
But you know what's sad about that said? Look, I'm not a huge rap head, but of course we know Cole, we know Kendrick, who's more current. But it's like a popularity contest. What's more popular?
Right.
They're gonna go out here and circling back to what we was talking about before, mumble rap became a trend and all that ish. So they're gonna let's push this now, instead of the conscious rappers being popular, being the top salespeople. They want to push this trendy BS, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And then
more ignorant rap.
The audience gets the ears of the audience and the ears of the people get so, to where it's like, I get it. At times you want to hear, like when the Chronic came out back in the day, it's like, like you want to hear some, you just want to hear that. It's party music. It's whatever it is. It's of the culture. But then you go to Kendrick won't make as many sales because not as many people even want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Some people like, what that? Get that shit out of here and throw it, just frisbee it across the room. So it's kind of like still how do you change the narrative and how can we better the culture, and be able to have fun. That's one point. You always got to be able to have fun, be able to kind of let your hair down and whatever, but at the same time keep it on the straight and narrow, and be able to separate fun from business and where you're going to go in life.
Right. Yeah, that's why I really support Toby and Nightway. I hope I said his last name correctly. I know what offline. I know what Sonny said, but we ain't gonna repeat that. Nah, I ain't gonna put my boy out there like that. But yeah, that's why I support him, man, because he about that vibe. He got that energy. What he's talking about, I wouldn't label him as like a Christian rapper, but even though he kind of calls himself that, He's not pushing. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Right,
overdoing it.
Right.
You know
what
what I
was
mean?
the other dude's name? Lecrae?
Lecrae is another good one.
Lecrae.
Yeah.
Kyrion Delight. I just got on him about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He got a popular song that's floating around Instagram called "The Witchcraft Part 2" or something like that.
Mhm.
You probably heard it. It's pretty dope. And that's the three or four main people I listen to now.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Still.
remember that Jay-Z line is like, how can I help the poor if I'm one of them? You know what I'm saying? He said like I wanted to rap like Talib and them, but how can I help the poor, you know, if I'm one of the poor people? So he kind of like you know, in his explanation, he used what sells to get him to where he at, so then he could double back and help somewhere, you know. And I feel like, you know, it started off, you know, Jay-Z this, he just bling and whatever it is. Maybe he wasn't as conscious, but I feel like this. I don't know what that man is doing behind. You only know what they put on the screens and what the news says. You don't know how many people he's helping. You don't, you know, and it's not really up to them to save everybody or to really, you know what I'm saying, do much that you even got to see, or, you know, he over here. But if I'm in Florida and he's over here helping somebody in New York, how am I supposed to know? Just because you ain't helping me at the time don't mean you ain't helping nobody.
Right.
Yeah. But you seen that in Kendrick's last album. He said, I'm not your savior.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
And like people were putting him in a pedestal.
Money counter. He is not your savior.
Did you guys watch the Super Bowl halftime show last year?
Who was
Oh
on?
yeah, with Dr. Dre and Kendrick and Mary J and all them.
Okay.
That whole halftime show was dope, but my favorite part is when Kendrick came out.
Oh yeah,
bruh. If y'all haven't seen it, go on YouTube and watch it.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, when they came out the boxes and stuff.
Bruh, that was so powerful.
Yeah,
I know. Those NFL owners, them buttholes got tight.
But what he meant by the boxes? Educate me, man.
I don't understand the whole thing. I just meant like his performance.
Oh, okay.
But it was real. To me, it was real powerful just seeing that performance.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yo, you know who I'm listening to really hard? Who I fuck with is Freddie Gibbs. I like his last album. The shit was dope.
I never heard his stuff. He's pretty good.
Yeah, man. Listen to his shit. He be rapping.
Okay.
He be spitting, man. And then you got Isaiah Rashad.
Okay.
They're like Isaiah Rashad. He signed with like the TDE with Kendrick Lamar and all them. So he got that same type of energy and stuff too.
Yeah. I never heard of Freddie Gibbs until I watched what the hell is that show? Power.
Yeah.
With Tommy, the white dude. He played in a couple episodes on that. I thought my man was really like cross-eyed or something.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what you eating, brother?
It's fire, man. It's this
real good.
Okay.
Hey, man. This is little Kurt. I don't know if it's free sponsorship, but they definitely worth it. So I'll show it to you.
I'm drinking
what y'all
Eagles
German Eagles fans, whatnot?
They got like little Indian food meals, whatever, right?
Oh, okay.
Hey, man, we need to get a sponsorship for this.
Right.
What you drinking?
Water.
Oh, okay. Well, Sonny, what you got in that cup, homie?
Oh, this is a German beer, bro.
Okay.
Shit
That's
good.
a Bison.
Yeah, that German cup.
Yeah, I got a couple of those in store somewhere.
Yeah, I got that for my birthday recently, so I'm just drinking all this shit.
So we're gonna get a sponsorship for whatever Elf eating, sponsorship for whatever Sonny drinking. My sponsorship, my vape juice.
Got Callaway Blue Water. And
yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go.
I
don't know if we're gonna be able to do this, but you know, I got the beats.
Oh damn! Hey yo, the Super Bowl's tomorrow, next week, right? Next weekend,
yeah,
right?
next week.
Yeah, it's right out here too. I'm just a couple minutes from the state. I ain't gonna stay at how far I am on live, but it's right up the street.
You gonna go watch it?
Hell no.
Bro, you know how much the tickets
go? He gonna ride the bike through there and bring some.
Let me tell you about these gas prices though. These gas prices went up almost $1.
How much y'all paying
last
in Arizona?
Wow.
Huh? How much you paying?
What, for gas?
Yeah.
Like $4.
I think it's like $3.89. Well, I'm in kind of an expensive side of town. It's like $3.89 over here. It might be like $3.10, $3.08 on the other side of town.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I went the other day. It was like $3.89, $3.9. And you can imagine what it's gonna be like next week.
Right.
Because
when everybody's there,
because we got the Super Bowl and we got another super big golf tournament like the
Scottsdale.
Yeah, so that's going on the following week. So my neighbors are Airbnb in their houses. They made $15,000 for 2 weeks.
Bro.
Wow. Yo, my bad for changing the subject, but you just heard Kyrie got traded?
Yeah, I saw
Where you going?
Yeah,
Dallas.
he's going to fucking Mavericks, bro.
Yeah.
I thought he was the Lakers, man. Shit.
Damn.
Fuck.
You know the NBA wasn't gonna let that happen.
Anybody over there who's on the Mavericks? Is
Luka.
Nobody.
Luke. What do you mean nobody? Luka Doncic.
Nobody.
Two.
He got
This how I feel about Luka, man.
all right.
It's nowhere in hell in today's NBA, because I'm a sports nerd. It's nowhere in hell somebody that damn slow should be that good.
I know.
Yeah.
But
with no athleticism, no ups, no explosiveness.
But he be going. But he how you say he fluid? No, he be tricky.
He do got good size.
He got good size.
He can ball. I'm not hating on him because his skin tone. There's nothing like that. But nobody that damn slow should be that good in today's NBA. This ain't 1980s. Like Larry Bird was a monster, but not everybody was as athletic as they are now. That dude's too damn slow to be that damn good. That's all I'm saying.
And he averaging like 30 plus a game.
Yeah, he's close to a triple double.
Yeah,
that don't make no sense.
Double all the time.
That don't make no sense though. I don't understand it. I'm not hating. I'm just saying,
Right. Stating the fact. I ain't hating. I'm stating.
Yeah.
How many years Kyrie got on his contract before he was like a free agent?
No, he's a free agent this year.
And he from Slovenia.
Oh, so he's only gonna be there for a couple months.
Yep.
Oh, that's fine.
They be playing hard in Europe. He's been playing since he was a kid. In
like 14, he was playing with grown men.
He's playing with grown men.
Don't get me wrong, he can ball. He just, to me, don't make any sense. I'm like, dude, you that damn slow?
Yeah.
That dude moving in slow motion. Him and the old boy from Denver. What's his name? I can't think of his name now.
Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic. But Jokic big as hell.
Hey, he got MVP back to back, right?
No comment.
He had MVP. Yeah, he had MVP back to back.
No comment. They know good and well hell they should have gave that to Joel Embiid, man. They did. Go ahead.
Who did the Mavs trade for Kyrie? A bunch of nobodies.
A bunch of nobodies.
NBA equivalent to nobodies, but they can kick my ass in basketball, so I can't talk too much.
Spencer Dinwiddie, and Dorian Finney-Smith.
Dinwiddie used to play for Brooklyn back in the day, and I don't know. I'm not too familiar with other dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Kyrie should have waited and just walked.
Yeah,
he wanted a guarantee.
Said his contract was up, and
he wanted a guarantee because he know if he go. I think if he was going to test the market after his old shenanigans, it wasn't going to get a fair share. So he's like, "Yo, you know what? Fuck this shit. Let me."
Only in New York. New York was the only place with them crazy ass COVID laws and stuff. Kyrie wasn't the only player that wasn't vaccinated. Right. There were several players that weren't vaccinated. They just didn't live in New York,
which is ridiculous. Alsalis could have, was able to play in New York, but his ass lived there and he couldn't play in New York. That don't make any sense. Right. Makes no sense. But to me, I think he did it smart because after the season, he's gonna be a free agent. Russell Westbrook, aka Donatello from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, his ass gonna be gone. And then I think he gonna sign with the Lakers. Hey, that's a funny ass looking dude, man.
Donatello.
That boy fast though, man.
Yeah, he can ball, but that dude funny looking.
He always
fast
look mad.
And explosive.
He always look mad, bro.
Yeah.
He look like he wake up mad.
He look like no, he don't wake up, man. He sleep mad.
You game banging on breakfast, bro? You game banging on breakfast?
Yo, crazy, brother.
Goodness.
So let's roll into. We touched on a lot of like black influence, black this and black that a little bit cut throughout. So let's roll into our first kind of like real solid main topic of black history. Mike, you had some thoughts on black history, or
he got his shirt. His shirt on Black History.
Yes, sir. Okay. I always rock my shirt. Yeah, I wanted to see how you guys used to feel about Black History Month when you guys are younger, leading up to how you guys feel about it currently. So, you can go first, Lee.
For me, I went to live in Hawaii when I was in the 3rd grade. So that was Hawaii. I got Hawaii history. I didn't really get the first years of Black History or Black History Month. I don't even know if schools in Mississippi had it like that, but you know what I'm saying? It's not like, I'm sure, like I know the schools in DC, New York, I think from what I see, those schools in other states did more focusing on Black history and paid more attention to Black history than schools in Mississippi or schools in the South, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't never, I couldn't even expect them to do that much. I might do a little something, or if you pick up something, but it was never really a big influence in anything on Black history. So, I was out of it. I mean, look, I guess I appreciate it when it comes around, and I like to talk about it or whatever, but the month itself or the meaning of it kind of like never really solidified, and kind of, it's just there. It's just kind of like, oh, it's Valentine's Day, or oh, it's Christmas, or oh, it's whatever, oh, it's Black history.
Right. What about you, F?
I would say as a kid, it was cool being introduced to it, and I got older, and I was like, why the hell we doing this shit? Because I was at a base, and it was like Black History Month, and one of my guy on my team, he would like get in front like every day and tell about a different person, and I was like, man, I don't want to hear that shit. It was a phase. And then as I moved on in life, you start doing your own history. And right now I'm just at a point where I'm just, Black people created everything. Why you got to crunch it all in 1 month? It's every day. You can't go through your day without something that's not invented by a Black person.
Right.
So whatever you want to do, a monkey wrench, came from the box. They call them a monkey, to a stoplight. You can't use anything without Black people. People think fucking Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, and it was a Black dude who owned the patent for it.
Right.
So
who need to see more? You know what I'm saying? Who need to see when it's time to see? I need to make sure I see this so my ass don't get whipped. He don't care what he's looking at. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing the work. I need the light. So I'm creative. He walk his eyes out here and see what I did, and then take it back in the house and take off with it.
So what y'all think when Kanye was like Black Future Month? He like, no more Black History Month, Black Future Month. How you feel about that?
Hold on. Wait before we go into that, Lee. You ain't say nothing.
Oh, my bad.
Oh no, I was actually gonna segue to what he said too. But like, bro, when I first, because I told you my background was different. Like I had like the reverse. I had the reverse effect where I was very prideful and how you say confident with my history because like my grandmother, she owned the whole street in Africa. Like it come from there, and then like they, we got cooks and drivers and shit, in Africa. So when I moved back to the States, it humbled me a lot because I was very arrogant as a kid. I was like 7 years old or whatnot, and I remember I was like, "Yo, I'm from Africa, my dad does this, my dad does that." Man, they clowned the shit out of me. They clown the shit. They're like, "Yo, shut your old African booty scratcher ass up." Like, they clown the shit out of me.
Like I can imagine the You know, like you come from my grandma owned a whole street. We got cooks and drivers, and you and how Africa has been portrayed to Black Americans, whatever, and be like, what? You think that's me? No, nigga, that's you.
They're like you swinging on trees. They're like you swinging trees out there fighting lions. What the fuck you mean cooks and clean? You know,
it's the misinformation, man.
Yo, it's crazy, but that was smart though. Divide them, make them hate each other. Divide them, right? So you can conquer. But learning the Black history, I felt when I was learning it, it made me feel like it got me to a point. I was a kid, so I felt like sympathy. Like I felt bad for us. I'm like, yo. Feel sorry for us. Look what you guys made us go through. Look what everything we did. You know.
Look how they could have had it. They could have been living like me when I was 7 years old, and my grandmama got her own street. They over here doing all this. Man, y'all messed up, man.
Yo, you know, like it just make you feel sorry. Like now, as a grown man looking back, it made you feel like white folks was like, look what we eventually allowed you to have.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like we felt bad eventually. We did it on our own terms. Then we let you have
like that abusive relationship. You know what I'm saying? The husband come home, boom, boom, beat the wife every day, boom, boom, boom. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. He like, here goes some flowers.
Hey, don't forget. Don't forget, I beat you those 2 other days, right? Be very
he on the flowers. She was like, oh, thank you. Get that shit out of here. Back to the beat.
I think another thing when it came to Black History Month, they weren't teaching all of Black history. Like they was only teaching
it's like 5 people they talk about.
It's only speaking about a small portion of people where it was like, there's so many other people that did a lot more.
Yeah, I remember.
There's so much more to it than that too. It's so much more to it. And I was just thinking about this fact. Okay, Black History. I mean, you know, the Hispanics got a month or whatever, but I think it's Black History Month. But everybody else's word is heritage or pride or something else. You know what I'm saying? It's like Black History. Okay, and when you think about that, we want, but it also like, oh, that shit is in the past.
It's to keep your mind.
Don't think about it, whatever. Don't be proud. Ain't no heritage because we took that away from you. That's history. You know what I'm saying? It's forgot about it, forget about it, boom, 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 while at the same time, like we were saying, Black present, and like you said, Kendrick Lamar, Black future. That's what we really should be looking forward, not back.
I think it's a good term rather than Black History Month, Black Heritage.
Yeah,
no, you're right.
But I mean, I really, if we think about the word heritage, Black American heritage, because our heritage, like we just got through saying, the actual heritage, you know what I'm saying? It got broken, and then Africa has their own heritage, but Black Americans have a completely different heritage than even going back to Africa right now. You know what I'm saying? Because even in travels and just, you know, coming in contact. I mean, I'm sure Lee knows, like he got African friends, and sometimes I met African dudes in Italy. They did not like me just because I'm a Black American.
At all.
Bro, black people and Africans hate each other.
Right.
I'm saying on
in general speaking,
In general, I be hearing so much hate from either side. I remember when I was working at the State Department, and I was kicking it with doing a security job with the other Black Americans, and then this one African dude, he had me laughing because he was just like, what's his name? He was like Samuel Jackson off Django. Like he was just like he was just like, yes, sir. Do you want this, sir? Yes. Anything else, sir? Yeah. You're like real polite, but just extra. And then the black guys over there like, look at this motherfucker, man. This African motherfucker doing extra shit, making us look bad. Yo, I started laughing, and then I speak French, so I was able to speak with the African dude, right? And he was like, look at these ghetto black people. They don't do shit. They don't do shit. They lazy. They don't make us look good here, man. I gotta come out here and clean this shit up. And I'm just like, just hearing from either side, man, just laugh.
It's like that one cousin that you always fight. It like come around, like you still love them, you still care about them. You know what I'm saying? But every time y'all start off light roasting this and that, and by the time it's over, you fighting.
Yeah. Yep.
Freaking crazy.
But no,
I think that's part of the. Go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Lee was saying earlier.
I was like, I think that's part of the divide. We show, like, Africans get shown that we're thugs and we're criminals, and we as Americans get shown that they're uncivilized.
You know what?
Third world countries.
You know what? Kind of breaks my heart sometimes is when I see, like, even go back to the little kid, like little African boys who you be like, do they even got a radio or Bluetooth or something? How do they listen to music? But then it's like the American, the influence comes, some of the negative things. Okay, you might you was like, why is a picture of Jay-Z on this wall in this village in Africa? And I mean, there's good message, but like I said, if it comes down to when, that's fine. But when I see them emulating the gun toting and all that kind of stuff, then I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. I completely agree, man. But like you said, man, that black future, we should be we should definitely appreciate what black people have done, but also look at what else could be done and what else can we do for each other,
Right.
I'm tired of hearing people are tired of hearing that we were slaves. Okay, we got it.
Right.
You understand that. We done with that.
And reparations is not coming.
Yeah.
Reparations is not coming.
The thing about it too is,
but
when we go back into like we look at our black leaders back to people who have been prominent, back to those days, back up to the beginning of the Black Panthers and what it was supposed to stand for and what happened to them, how that went, and then on to Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and how that went, and then on to up to the election of Obama. And there was some more black pride came alive again when it was like that. Comedians talk about, oh hell yeah, did you vote? You only voting because I'm black? Hell yeah, I'm voting because he black. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just what it is. But I feel like as a people, it's like, oh, we got a black president, and then everybody was like, let's see what he's gonna do.
Nothing. The same thing they all do. Nothing.
Right. And then instead of like the support and the, taking it and understanding the powers and the people, it's kind of like we still, everybody waiting for that one, Tupac or whatever name is out there in the front that people want to look up to. And we think that's just like that one person, that our one Nat Turner that's going to go and do everything and get all the rest of us, you might have a couple with you, but the whole majority is not doing that.
Yeah, looking for that one or two, maybe three-headed monster leader that we had back in the civil rights is not going to happen nowadays.
Right.
You can't have it. You got too many people with voices. Like, everybody got a freaking voice. Everybody don't need a damn voice nowadays, but everybody have a voice due to social media, camera phones, and all that jazz.
And I think the media understands that because that's why they'll like something tragic happen and where's Ja? What is Ja little thing?
Did you see that episode when somebody actually asked him a political question? It was like 10 years later when they asked Ja.
No, I didn't see that one.
What?
Oh yeah. He was actually asked a political question. He was giving his input. It was good input, but then they did that clip to that Dave Chappelle.
Oh my God!
I got a follow-up question for y'all, man.
Yep.
Growing up, not someone attached to your family or whatever, somebody you saw like in person, but who were your biggest influences as far as, just life, whether it was like sports, whether movies, entertainment, music, whatever the case may be.
My dad wasn't in my life early on. Like, he was around, but he wasn't really around. As in, he was always, hustling for work and flying around. So I was living with my mom and my aunt and my stepmom at the time. So I was looking for that male figure through sports or movies or music. Right? Because I remember I always try to associate like what I like. I was a huge like Michael Jackson fan. I'm like, I'm influenced like how music and his taste from that, or Michael Jordan, or all these big influential people. You try to take those elements and try to see as a man, try to see those elements of what you deem manhood and try to learn from it and develop yourself.
Right.
That's for me. But
what about you, Elf?
I think for me, man, is I always had a male role model. So I have 5 uncles.
Oh, okay.
And each uncle is great at something different from the other uncle. So I was able to pick up different things from different ones. So I may have one that's really in the corporate world, really making a huge bag. I picked that from him. And I have another uncle that's like really big on, personal appearance. Okay, that's another one. I got one uncle that's super hard working and he's like old school about it. That's another uncle. And one uncle with the street knowledge, and you just got to just take all this wisdom in the pot and just put it together, because you'll see that the things they have different, if they like morph together, like unstoppable. Because you might have a dude that's like, oh, he's killing it with the money wise, oh, but his fashion ain't right. So it might be like a silly he can go to, and each one can teach one. So I think I just made a gumbo out of everything I've observed with all my other uncles and just took what I wanted for myself, and I embraced that.
That makes sense. What about you, sir?
Well, I feel like, I don't know, like just like Ed was saying, I had my uncles on my mom's side, in and out of jail, doing whatever. I think in the beginning, like when I was the youngest, one of my uncles was like the first one to really kind of start off good and was going to go to college. I remember driving him and he going to college and this and that, and that was the most positive thing up until then. The oldest one was always in and out of jail. The other one was, whatever. So, but out of those guys, I had, even though it wasn't personal like that, I had to glean kind of, well, this one works out and he got big muscles, and this one, he's smart and he knows how to talk to people. And this one's work ethic is, he do all this stuff, but he keep a job and he go to work every day. Even though he was like this last night, he still got up and went to work, and he still does this and still does that. My dad's side, my dad, him and my mom split. I would go back and forth between him, but when I was with him, he was still working and stuff and didn't really, it wasn't like no sit down and talk and mentorship or whatever. He was just, hey, I'm going here for the summer. I got my son, what you want to do, blah, blah, blah. I got to go to work, type of thing.
Yeah.
And then his brothers and everybody, they had, one of them went to the Navy, one was into karate a lot. So it's still standing back again and seeing how, okay, this guy's pretty professional. And this guy's into martial arts and doing this stuff. So it was never really like I had to sit back and pull this out for myself. Nobody really kind of came and sat and talked and did a lot of those things as far as male influences go, but they are all that is a combination of, my influences.
I got you.
I would add though, when I started becoming a teenager, I did have my stepdad, and I had like my best friend's uncle was a big influence in my life. He was like a Jehovah's Witness, but he never pushed that on me. But he did give me a lot of guidance when I had like trouble or problem with my family. I used to go to his house, and he was always every Sunday just break down things about life to me and things like that. So I appreciate him, and also like my stepdad showing like him running his own real estate business, things like that. So there's different elements of that. So kind of like a combination of what Seth and Dave was saying. Just like you got these prominent male role models in your life, and you try to take those good aspects from them and formulate your own, while you're growing up.
Right. Sure.
What about you, Mike?
A little bit of both. Like my majority of my childhood, I grew up with nothing but women in the house. I mean, like, not like different from you guys, but my dad, he passed away. It's been, it'd be 30 years.
Wow.
I think whatever the 6 is. Yeah, I was 14 when he passed away. He was, funny ass dude. He had his issues just like anybody else, Vietnam vet. I actually learned more about him after he passed away. Quick, real short story about him. He was a drill sergeant. Then he got field promoted to an officer to become a helicopter pilot in Vietnam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he did some cool ass things as far as military, but just like most black men returning from that war, he was a little cuckoo. But from my earliest memories, it was one one of my mom's brothers, my Uncle Johnny, he was our preacher when I was in church when I was a kid. And he never gave me that talk. It was just kind of like how everybody said, just the way he carried himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was, never saw that dude smile, but he was like one of the nicest people in the world. As far as outside family influence, growing up playing sports, man, you couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me Bo Jackson did anything wrong. Bo Jackson was that dude for me. Just like, again, just the way he carried himself. Reason why I got into like working out on a Schwarzenegger. I didn't know what the hell that dude used to say, but that white dude had muscles. I want to be that. You know what I mean? So like movies, because I used to like lose myself into entertainment. So anything like action movies, martial arts movies, Rocky, until I got older, it started to become BS. Like, again, no offense, ain't no way I had a little dude out here whooping everybody's ass like that. But entertainment was, for me, sports was like huge in my life. And there was one guy that I would say that had a big influence on me. It was a family, a white family. This dude, his last name, his first name was John. And this dude treated me like I was one of his kids. I was best friend with his son, but he got me into playing baseball. And being here in like Central Florida, where I, born and raised, where I played baseball at, my first year I played, it was only 2 minorities in the entire league. It was me and a Mexican kid named Miguel. Yeah, bro. And freaking John, he protected me from all the other BS from anybody else. And so he was always a big influence on me. Then, like I said, I got older, kind of getting away from the whole entertainment thing because sports thing, and just started sitting back and watching. We all have our personalities. I'm pretty sure we all got that trait as far as being observant, because we kind of have that same personality trait. But just sitting back in there watching people. And then when I joined the military, just sitting back and watching people, it wasn't just. I'm pretty sure we all ran into this, older, black, higher ranking people.
Mm-hmm.
So some of them was kind of flaky.
Yeah.
Some of them was kind of flaky. They was playing the system.
Some was very flaky.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So fast forward. What's up? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I know, and this is not all of them, but majority, I felt like us black people, when they're ranking up, it's like we're infiltrating, like not sound so fucked up, but infiltrate like white folks, and then you getting higher, infiltrate the system, and then when they look down, they see some black folks fucking up, they like take them to the side, like, bruh, you know how hard it is just to get up here, like, chill the fuck out, like, I'm trying to help you, I'm trying to give you advice. Relax. You got already a bunch of things against you. Like, act up, man. Act straight.
That's fair.
But I had a few of those occasions. I had a few of those occasions that came up to me. I remember in the Candina when I was working at the armory, some incident happened about me breaking curfew, and my master sergeant he stuck his neck out for me.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get me out or some shit, like they're trying to push me out. But my master, I'll never forget that. He stuck his neck out for me. He like, no. He a good kid.
It was some real ones.
It
was definitely some real ones, man. I had an incident. In my last deployment when I went to Qatar, man. I had this master sergeant. I was working search pit, and he was doing some hate and BS. He wanted to sleep with one of my troops, and just all that crap or whatever. So one day he called me into the office just so we can talk, one-on-one. I ain't gonna say his last name, to give him away, but he was like, hey man, this is Tyrone and Michael talking. I was like, oh, for real? So 2011, I was already like I'm ready to go. So whatever, dog. So we in the office, just me and him. He's like, man, this Tyrone, this Michael talking, you seem like you got a problem with me. I was like, my man, I said, since we talking real, I said, we ain't no team, homie. I said, I know what you're doing. I know what you're saying. I ain't got no respect for you. I respect your rank. I respect your time and service. But you as a human being, anytime you ready to go, we can step outside in the sand. I said, I'm going to whoop your ass. That's the last time that dude ever said anything to me. Like, real talk. Like, because I got to a point where I don't know when it happened. the circle of friends that I had before I joined the military, I didn't know this until they told me like later on. They saw me as a leader. Then when I got another group of friends, like I talked to Seth about Ryan Scott, and then we had another homeboy named Terrell. For whatever reason, they saw me as a leader, maybe because I was older than them. But the thing, then my next group, it became y'all, and I kind of got to chill because for me, not just because you older than me, said, but the way you carry yourself. I'm like, not saying that Evans need me to lead him because Evans was his own dude. Sonny, we know he's the younger statesman. We just had a good bond, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and chill, and I get to watch Said how he carry himself. That's very similar how I carry myself. So one of my influence, whether you know it or not, Said like, was you.
Wow.
Just the way you carry yourself, bro. Like you ain't really when you spoke. You weren't about that BS. Yeah, when we had our trips, we'll get there.
Right.
we'll get there. But that's just like
what's that?
Yeah. We'll get there. But just the way you carry yourself, even though I was on my way out, I was dealing with that BS. We all know what's going on with me in Italy. But just the way you carry yourself, I'm like, that's a real ass dude right there. I can mess with you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's real talk.
I mean, it's that's because I mean, at the end of the day, I can't really gauge what people really take or think or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have a conversation about it, those conversations don't really get to come up very often. You know what I'm saying? And just like you said, that parallel, that connection of how I've always admired the way you carry yourselves and the decision that you make, and just kind of like Ev being into his rapping and free spirit and whatever it is, cool. Lee with his his jokes, his move, just like that too. And then Mike, as far as you working out and the way you discipline yourself and kind of like put your mind on something and go straight for it. So I admire that in you too.
For sure, man.
Well, appreciate that.
Yeah. So we get back into Black History Month. I just was thinking because our next topic is going to be Valentine's Day, and when I thought about that,
real short.
I'm like,
my bad.
If is it a plot to throw Valentine's Day right in the? We talk about how short Black History Month is anyway. Then you throw Valentine's Day right in the middle. And two, it's all about love now. You know what I'm saying? From probably the 8th through the 17th or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Who gonna go first? You want me to go first?
Here you go.
You know what? Let me go ahead. I want to hear what my dogs Ev got to say.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's a pagan holiday, and I do not acknowledge it.
Raw and uncut.
You guys want me going about? You guys want me to talk about Valentine's Day?
It's your favorite holiday, bro.
Man, I keep it simple. I think Valentine's Day is for guys that fucked up during the year. If you treating your partner good for 365, you ain't got to spurge out for that one day. For that one day, I get it. Every woman gonna be looking for something. You can get her something small. Most dudes, that's the only time they woman got flowers is on Valentine's Day. That's the only time they got taken out to see a comedy show was on Valentine's Day.
That's the only time he got some head.
I was the time he got some. Yep. And he was like, "Yep, that's the only time I." That's we watch for the people, but I just think like if you treat your woman good, 365 that day, it's less significance on that day.
What do you say? What does it say about her if she is more demanding than what you got?
Demanding more than what I got?
Yeah. Like, such as like it don't look like it's a good enough gift or whatever. You can tell the how she should feel ain't how she feels.
She personally ain't the one for me.
Right.
Yeah,
because if you're around me and I treat you well, first of all, I've already explained the conversation of Valentine's Day. So
I've already done 364 days of shit for you.
Yeah, no, we talk about it. You know, while you dating somebody, and we start knowing somebody, like, oh yeah, I don't really do Valentine's Day. Like, why is that? And I'm like, if I treat you good all the time, then that day don't really mean nothing. Like same thing I told y'all. Like, that's for dudes that fucked up. You cheated on your girl, you know.
Or I say, like I say, you say neighbor. I think that's for dudes that fucked up and unappreciative women. Those
it's a makeup day. It's a makeup day. We make up for the time I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you give your woman the affection and the time and the gifts and all that love language stuff, trust her, she won't even trip about that day.
Right.
Because she know that her man is better than the man that's over there going all over the top, going to Cabo, little baby. I know I cheated on you 16 times last year. Let's go to Cabo.
I'm sorry for 2004, Ruben.
You see this other dude bring his wife on a cruise for Valentine's Day, but he also took the side chick as well.
Oh,
I heard about that.
Yeah, because he wanted the side chick to have a good time, and he can just creep out. And I'm like, oh my god! See that right there? That right there is he foolish, man. You can't,
toxic.
As a married person on the panel, come on, Lee. What you got, bro?
You know she gonna watch it.
Don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
You looking at her like
I thought.
Hey, you see that shadow on that wall right there? You see that shadow right there?
I thought everybody was eating the chips. What are you talking about, man?
What's up, I think I do it. You know, I do it for her, and you know, in general, even before that, you know, like what Ev said, if you're doing it all year round, it don't mean really nothing. But it depends what type of woman you have too. Because you go, I see those other women, they're comparing, they you know, they're judging, especially with the social media age. They're like, oh, such and such did this on Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
He better come home and do something like this too. You know,
you gotta compete with the dude in the office. This other chick, she talked 3. She done dropped the hints 2 days before. Every year he gives her some flowers. He sends flowers to her job for Valentine's Day. He's so sweet. He's so nice. And
I'd be like, well, give me that dude number so he can send you something.
Okay, you know, when this girl flowers on Valentine's Day, do you know she gonna come home with an attitude?
But it was like I got a comment from my friend the other week because he was surprised because me and my wife, we've been together for like almost 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
We still do our little dates and stuff like that occasionally over the weekend. And we did our date 2 weeks ago. We did a painting. You paint and wine. You drink wine and paint.
Yeah, I did that.
Right, and then there were like people were like, "Damn, man, y'all still doing little dates? It's been that many." Like, it's because they keep.
That's when you're supposed to date.
Yeah, you gotta you evolve. You know, it's not no constant. You gotta keep things interesting.
You don't take away from the relationship. You add to it. Okay, we start off dating, then we add this and add this and add this. We don't never take off dating. That's where
when you get married, it's never done. It's constant, bro. It's constant. You know, commitment. So just doing that's what I feel. But I'm saying from another standpoint, from people who are single, maybe that Valentine's Day just reminds them of being single.
Yeah,
like they ain't got nobody giving them flowers and shit, or I don't know. Or they,
or then you know they trying to pacify with something, but it don't last because that's just for that one day, and then after this, tomorrow on the 16th.
Maybe it makes people feel upset when it's supposed to be like a beautiful day, you know.
Right.
Yeah. You know, why can't you love yourself? Why can't you be good and work on yourself? You know.
Right.
It's a tricky day, man.
Are we good? Are we rolling, or we need to wrap up? Y'all got to go.
I'm good.
I got 15 more minutes though. I got
15.
I actually gotta help. I gotta help my wife or something.
Okay. You say 15 minutes?
Yeah, 15 minutes for me.
All
but
right.
Y'all can still go. Y'all can still keep it going though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess Valentine's and then too, think about Valentine's Day and because when I was in elementary school, it's like you had to go out and buy cards and candy for the whole class and pass it out and write names, and it's like
nasty ass sweet
if
talk.
you really think about it, why? You know what I'm saying? Why that holiday? Why push it like that? Why, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't even really told us nothing about love and we barely learned about the birds and the bees and whatnot. And now we got to be all brokenhearted because the girl we really like, smiled extra hard when she gave Mike his card, but she ain't smile like that when she gave me my card. And I like her. You know what I'm saying? He don't like somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you feel all feelings of heartbreak and neglect and whatever, and you don't even fucking know why.
Right.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, for me, hate is a strong word, but I despise that damn holiday.
Yeah.
I despise it.
Yeah.
Mainly, I mean, this ain't nothing like bad or anything against my exes or whatever. I just always hated that like expectation.
Right.
Like they expect, and even though like I'll say Ev said it earlier, like if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you shouldn't have to expect anything.
Right.
Like don't sit here and try to put that quiet, non-verbal pressure on me to get you something on this one.
Be on the same mindset as I am. I look at you and I say, hey, do you want anything? You're like, no, this is just another day. Let's do it. Boom.
Right. And then if I don't get your ass nothing, don't give me two.
Right.
Because it's gonna be because Valentine's Day about to be a real bad day for your ass if you do that to me. Because I will pretend like you're not there and go treat myself.
Right.
Not saying I've done that, but I hated that feeling, like that pressure, like like you said, such and such got something at work and she got flowers, this and that. I'm like, but did you forget I got you flowers like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Did you forget that I just bought you a random ass gift like about a month ago?
Ain't this the same girl? Did you say boyfriend be late to pick her up work every day? He said I waited 2 hours last week.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And now you talk to me about what he got her. Okay. You don't have those problems. Happy Valentine's Day.
Slow clap. Like,
no, really.
Yeah. I think one thing is just knowing your partner.
Yeah.
Because there are some women out there that want to do stuff for you too.
Right.
So and they just might
treat it around. Remember that's how Japan was flipped around. In Japan, the girl get the boy something.
Yeah.
So there's a time like chicks like, oh yeah, I just want to just trade gifts with you, because I like you. They treat it just like it's both of our birthdays,
right?
Like I got you something, you got me something. So it come down to knowing your partner. That's all.
Facts.
I mean, and just kind of that goes along with the programming or like instilling that at the young age, and then also the commercialization of it. You know what I'm saying?
They were relentless with it too.
Right. Like
damn, we just had Christmas.
Like all this damn shock, like rows and rows of this fucking 6 foot tall chocolate rabbits and stuff. Like what the
Kiss for K's commercials, and then the grocery stores and department stores, they be flooding it. Then as soon as February 15th happened, it goes away.
Right. That's all big man in the middle of the store talk about discount, but you still make
right.
You gotta go big.
You're still profiting.
Right.
No, for real, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, you gotta go big when you fucked up. So.
So you got a lot of points.
Yeah. I've been thinking of going big, rest in peace, Kobe. You remember when he got in trouble and had to come out, the next thing you bought this big ass ring?
Hey, he had to do it, bro. He had to do it. He had to go big. We all knew why, though. We're like, yo, he got to
after that, like I was waiting for her to be like, in a year or two, she gonna break his heart. She gonna get pregnant by his homeboy. She gonna do something.
Lord.
That's my mom.
That is a very interesting. That's a very interesting story to me. I'm not sure if I should talk about it on here.
Yes, you should definitely.
Let's go before Lee go.
We're gonna go over into Ev's conspiracy.
Come on, Ev. Let's go, baby.
Y'all gonna look at things differently after this. This is one of the stories that I kept to myself for a long
It was
time.
him the whole time. It was him. It wasn't even Kobe.
Nah. So I'm gonna keep this as general as possible. When I was at a base, right, and I was working with a unit of people, blah blah. They had this little assembly where they got everybody together. It was about sexual assault and sexual harassment training, right? And a lady was the speaker for this presentation, teach about sexual assault, stuff like that. And she was actually part of the prosecution team for the Kobe trial. And so we in this audit room, and she's going over everything about sexual assault, things when you get drinking and stuff like that. And then she gave us she was like, okay, let's go through some practicals. She was like, if this, and this, what do you think? Is that sexual assault? Yes or no? And everybody's talking. Then she's like, okay, last test. She started going into details that wasn't even put on the news. She was showing us pictures of like scars and blood and how the vagina tears between at 12 o'clock versus 6 o'clock, one for consensual sex, one forced rape. And they had this victim who had this, and this. And the lady was like, so what do you guys think? You think he did it or no? And everybody was like, oh yeah, he definitely did it. Like the whole room was like all at once, like, nah, he did it. And then she was like, do you want to know who it is? And then she flipped to the next slide, and everybody got quiet in the room.
It was Mumble.
Huh?
It was the Mumble.
You said the pussy teared?
Yeah, about how the vagina teared. They had pictures of the room, his shirt, the scratches, blood, everything. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. If what she was saying was a true, man, that. And then she spoke about how think about this, about how the case never went to trial, how the case was dismissed. So she was mentioning how having power, influence, and money, you can have an effect on the judge. And so this trial was like pushed back over a year and some change, 2 years, right? So during that whole time, they was getting like Kobe's defense was like going to the judge like, oh no, he got playoffs, he need to go play, blah blah blah. This, blah. Yeah. And so they kept delaying it. That's why he was hooping 81 points. Okay, hooping his butt off. Right.
And then play for your freedom.
Right. Points up, Judge. I'm famous.
And a changed image. Remember, it was 8 with the fro. Now it was the whole reinventing of another guy. So this case was just push back. And actually the girl had to go into hiding. So she was in hiding for like 2 years. They was harassing her. They was harassing her family. Like some of the most craziest things was happening to this girl and her entire family, no matter what city she went to, hate mail. And so they would have to keep changing city, changing identity, and they will always find her. And she got to the point to where she was just so exhausted, and she was like, I just can't do this anymore. And so she's the one that broke and said, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. So they did it on purpose. Yeah, not to like, Kobe bash. I mean, you telling your story, the truth. But I remember during that time, they said they had, I think, 3 or 4 police reports where the police was called and the ambulance was called to his house for women reporting like stomach problems. And at the time, me being who I am at the time, because we joke about everything. I was like, this is the reason why they call this Negro the Black Mamba. He out here hurting stomachs.
Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I'm thinking, like, yo, what is he putting some pills or something in their drink or what?
Stomach problems? Not trying to, I'm not trying to shine light on, possibly rape or whatever, nothing like that. Right. But yeah, just to piggyback what Ev was saying, I remember he was, he had a lot of police reports, and the one thing, again, it's not Kobe bashing, God rest the dead. But I ain't like the fact my man snitched on Shaq.
Right.
Like big time. Like fast. In the media. During the press conference. Shaq did it. Shaq P-Pan. I'm like, bro. Do you see how big this Negro is?
Hold on. I got one of my guys in my front door. I'm gonna get him real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
But I was gonna say that I don't know why when Ev was talking, I was thinking about Snoop Dogg. because I was thinking about Snoop Dogg because you remember when what's her name was trying to bash Kobe, Oprah's best friend.
Oh, Gail.
Oh, Gail.
Yeah, when Gail was trying to
you
bash,
went in. You went in on that shit.
And then Snoop just called her a dog faced bitch. What he called her?
Yeah, man. He went in, bro.
Yo, he had me laughing, bro. He was so mad.
Yeah, he went in. Bro. Nah, you good, bro.
But no, man. All right.
But what did we branch off to that from? What were you talking about?
Talking about Valentine's, right?
Yeah.
Why he mentioned Kobe?
No, I think you're just talking about. Kobe talking about the gift that he gave his wife that he got caught cheating.
Oh yeah.
And then just like he was saying, as long as you ain't messing up, because Valentine's Day is like a makeup holiday.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
I got 5 more minutes.
All right.
Okay. 5 more minutes though.
Yeah.
But what about? I was gonna say, did you say your part? Said about the Valentine's? Did you say your piece?
I think I did. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Because I know I interjected. I was talking about how in the elementary school. I don't know if I was piggybacking or if I had said everything. I mean, I'm like everything else. I'm in between. I feel I'll get you something if you want something. That's how I always do. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind doing something, but whatever I do, I want to be appreciated. I would prefer not for it not to be an expectation or feel pressure to do anything.
Right.
Still kind of like you to acknowledge what I do for you throughout the whole year. You know what I'm saying? Throughout all the time. There's, I'm here, I'm there. You ask me for anything, I got you. And most of the time I try to make sure you don't even have to ask me if I can, you know what I'm saying? So it's full circle. I know I wouldn't be hurt if I didn't get nothing, or whatever it is. We'll can do a little something just because. We can go out to eat. I'll take you to a nice restaurant or do something like just because. But like I said, at the end of the day, I want to be on the same page and understand that you cool if this was just a random day.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, man, I never did like that pressure that it was never really verbalized. It's just, how you get that vibe. I'm big on vibes. I'm big on like energy from whoever your partner is, and you just get that vibe. I'm like, yo, like chill. First of all, I did ask.
Right.
Yep.
I did ask you, did you want anything? If you flat out said no, but if you tell me the truth, like, yo,
right,
yes, I kind of expect something. I would like something. All right, cool. I got you. But if you tell me flat out no, remember your ass said no.
Right.
So don't get pissed off if I don't get you anything.
Right.
But also, you better remember on that random ass January 12th or whatever, I got you something. Remember that? Don't play that game. I can't stand that mental game. I never could stand that mental game.
Valentine's is on Wednesday. Do you forget I got your hair and nails done on Monday?
Thank you.
And that's what I was saying, right? That video that I don't know if you got to watch it when the dude was saying most men don't. It's up to the man to understand the woman and such and such. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it. He was saying,
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah.
That's the point. So that, to me, he made me feel like the job of understanding is solely on the man. Like whatever she putting out, you're supposed to be picking up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, when he said that, I'm like, no, because there's a lot of mixed signals. There's a lot of there's a lot like, women have a lot of room to play. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of room to play with. And a lot of times they use it to their advantage. And just men are logical. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you say you don't want anything, that means you don't expect anything. So if I don't get you anything, there's no change in the energy. I don't want no energy change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I do decide to or whatever it is, there's no change in energy. And I think most of the time when she says she don't want nothing, either, and then that's what we get programmed. Oh, happy wife, happy life. I hate that saying. I hate like that whole thing, because then at the same, like, to break it all down, it's like, I feel like it's like training a puppy. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna program me. You're not gonna train me like a puppy to be like, jump high, get me something or else or whatever it is, and I gotta,
you gotta conform.
You're out the right time to keep you happy. No, no, it's not my job to. And if you say you don't want anything, that's it. If you want something, say so I can have understanding. Right. And I can even tell you right now, you just gonna be mad. So when the energy change come, hey, I was ready for this. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost Super Bowl.
For a couple of days, and then I'm gonna keep on being myself. I'm gonna be myself before this. I'm gonna be myself through this. I'm gonna be myself after this. So on Valentine's is on. I got your hair done, nails done on Monday. Valentine's on Wednesday. I didn't get you nothing, but then on Friday, I filled your gas. I filled your tank up with fucking gas and cleaned out your car.
I think the best thing you do for Valentine's Day is just be yourself and do what you normally do. Like if you was gonna get her something, get her something. We ain't gonna get a nothing, we gonna get her nothing. Right. I think it's better if you was gonna get her something, she's like, nah, I don't want nothing. Get her something anyway, because you was gonna do that anyway, no matter if she wanted it or she didn't want it. I think that's like the best decision. Because if you don't get her something, you be like, fuck, I was gonna get you something, And
that's what, and that's us. Like what I'm saying, like even with that, even I feel. Maybe our relationships, maybe that point, like let's say if you dating and then that first Valentine's Day you have is the baseline, you know what I'm saying? So but this is what we have to understand, and this is what a lot I'm coming to, because a lot of outside influences put our minds all everywhere as men. But us as men, we are the leaders. We set the standard. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of we are made to feel like, oh, fine, go like she's the prize, but actually, we are. You know what I'm saying? If a man chooses a wife, if a man wants to go have a wife, traditionally, when it all started, is because I want to recreate. I want to have some kids. I want to have this, and I want to have that. You know what I'm saying? I need this to do what I need to do. Yep. Instead of now, it's all about these loves and emotions and feelings. You got to rap.
I got to roll.
All right.
I got early. She's waiting for mine, but
for sure.
I'll catch up with y'all.
For sure.
All right, yes, sir.
I talked to y'all, brothers. All right.
Hey, bro, is it 1 o'clock in the morning there?
No, this shit fucked up. Don't worry about that one. We black out here. We black.
It's right twice a day.
Exactly, brother.
It's 12:30.
It's right on time, bro. It's right on time. Sure. All right, bro.
Yep.
All right.
But regardless, if you know what I'm saying, you're gonna just be consistent. I think in the long run, you being consistent, not budging, not really taking down from where you want to take from, and really kind of like not having no qualms about it. I don't have to yell and scream. We don't have to have an argument about this. There's no argument to be had. I don't do Valentine's Day. If you don't like that, then maybe I'm not the guy for you. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, it's at least for me, it's like, okay, you have that first big argument, boom, 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 you break down, you give in or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of not fight because, hey, I like you and you like me supposedly. Then that's like the tone of you're gonna be doing that every year, and that ebb and flow is gonna go. So if she stick around next, if you make it to another Valentine, she already know. You know what I'm saying? And her energy might still be off, but year 3, she's gonna be used to it. And she's gonna appreciate your consistency and learn how to look at the things that she should be looking at instead of this bullshit.
I think what it all comes down to, for me, it comes down to the long term. Do you want to win the battle or do you want to win the war?
Right.
Like, not every argument is worth like that much energy of being right or being wrong. So for me, if you have a great woman and you're like, I don't do Valentine's Day, but she's great and she does Valentine's Day, I'm gonna fucking do Valentine's Day. Because if she's great, she deserves it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll give up that battle to win the war of what I have.
Makes sense.
So it just comes down to sacrifices. Like traditionally, she knows like this ain't really, it is gonna mean more to her for that. Because she knows that you don't do it and you doing it for her, which makes her wants to do even more for you.
Put in that effort.
Exactly.
Because she's giving you enough energy, and she's been consistent enough to make you willing to do it anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you willing to do it. I don't mind doing it. I'll change my mind for you because, you know, I appreciate you.
Yep. Hold on, let me type this. That's what y'all talking about the whole time I was gone?
Yeah, pretty much. We wrapped up. We tried to trace back to why we started talking about Kobe, and we got that. And then we went on.
Mike got a hell of a view. That big ass nigga was covering up that whole backyard back there.
Right.
That's a nice view, man. He got the picket fence with the grass cut.
Trees.
He ain't got no weeds going underneath the tree line.
The manicured lawn and
yeah. I miss that shit, man.
Yeah.
I miss, dude, the money I spent in my
backyard. Y'all like I was in California, like rocks and concrete yards and stuff.
Yeah, I actually have a finished backyard. I'll show y'all. I actually have like a finished backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you. I was out. I didn't get here on time. Can't let these live people see your whole house.
Yeah, right.
You get point A, point B. Mike, you got a nice backyard, bro.
I heard what y'all say about my yard, man. I can't even take credit for it. It's my parents' place, but it's all right. That's not a picket fence. That's a brick concrete wall. Yeah.
Here we go, right here. This is mine.
Okay.
I got these. I was still working back here.
It's nice.
You
gotta get you.
You said what?
I said it's fenced in all the way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's fenced in all the way. I still got tools. I'm gonna have to get back out here once we
where you can hang a hammock.
Yeah, I got a couple places I can hang.
Yeah.
You lay on the hammock?
I don't, nigga. I'm big too, nigga.
I'm about to say, I do not trust them things, dog.
I want one of those the swing joints, but the standalone ones.
Chairs with the little
I saw it in the store. It was like $500, but I don't want the one for one person. I want it for two.
Okay.
I know this ain't Florida. I got my own palm tree, but back there it looked fucked up, but it's all good. Let me get back.
That's what I did. That palm tree a little sparse, a little scarce.
Yo, here's the crazy thing. So that palm tree hasn't been trimmed in like 10 years. What? So the palm tree guy just came out last week. Over half the tree was filled with like limbs and shit that just fell down and it just turned black and they were just dead. Wow. I'm gonna show you some pictures of the before. So I'm gonna say like 4 days ago he came out here and hooked it up. It looked bad, my friend.
Do y'all get a lot of rain out there, El?
You said what?
Do y'all get a lot of rain out there?
Nah, we don't get a lot, but we get a decent amount. I got an irrigation system in my backyard to keep all my flowers and my plants alive.
Oh, okay. That's
my bougie part right there. But
fire pit out there.
Yeah, I gotta decorate my house, bro. My house looks sad. You thought my house in Italy was bad when like I don't even have a couch.
Damn.
I ain't got no living room furniture. Let me start talking about my business. We still live.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, do you remember my apartment, bro? I had bare minimum. I even had a
bed frame. I ain't got one either.
Hey, bro, I didn't have a bed frame. I have a mattress on the floor, cuz.
Oh yeah.
I was living like that, like just fine. I was happy. I'm good.
I mean, I think that comes along because I didn't even, you know what I'm saying, even when I moved here.
This was the new growth. This is all the shit that ain't been trimmed from here up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. None of that shit was touched.
He faded that tree up real good, real tight.
Yeah.
So it's like, even when I got here, I was the opposite. I had a bed frame, but I ain't had no mattress. You know what I'm saying? So I had
how you do that?
A king size.
How you do that, Sid?
Cause I when I left California, I just packed everything on a U-Haul and broke out. You know
left all
that. I got to then I went down to Fort Lauderdale and lived with my homegirl. That's finished. You know what I'm saying? Then I went back home for a minute. I ain't had none of this up until now. You know what I'm saying? So
I got you.
Like that quick move to Atlanta, get my apartment. I'm just and I feel like it made it. I instead of just I got my apartment, let me get a bed. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been in the field. We done slept on sleeping bags in the dead. In places, sleep in the back of sleep anywhere, just sleep. So I don't have the urgency.
No, you good, man.
You
good.
But
I sure was slept on seat up floor.
People's idea of it, because that's one of the reasons that me and my ex broke up was because she was out in California still and I was in Florida. And we were gonna visit each other, but I had to work. Like if she had come to see me, we could have seen each other for like 5 days. But me going to see her, I had to leave work early, and we was only gonna be together like the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back at work on Monday, and it just made more. It was just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And we have been talking about marriage and blah 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 and blah blah blah, and I'm supposed to be the one for you. But when we talked about her coming to visit, she was like, are you still on an air mattress? Well, I just can't, And in all actuality, look, the way that as far as we have come, bitch, if I was sleeping on a brick, you need to come.
Woosah, brother, woosah.
But she got a point. Hey, she got a point. She got a point. What? She got a point. You gotta get a bed.
I mean, I'm gonna get one. I'll get one. And he like,
hey, don't rip him up. Woosah, brother. Like,
bro, I've been there. Every time I move, new spot. You know what I'm saying? When that air mattress go flat, your legs up in the air like this, your butt touching the floor.
Right.
Your it is 2 of y'all. Like a mug,
your ass, your booty cheeks is on the floor, but your head and your
legs. The first thing you got to do when you get a house, you got that mattress can be on the floor, but you got to have. You gotta have your bed. You ain't gotta have a living room set up.
Okay, I understand that having a mattress is better than having a fucking bed frame. I understand that, but for me, I mean, like, if it had been somebody, I mean, like, we've been together 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta get in bed, dog.
And I have done this for you. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't, and I'm out here by myself. You ain't even gonna stay here. You're gonna be here for a few days and then you gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, look, at that point in time, I don't if I'm on a brick, you on a brick. That's just how that works. With this particular person, I'm not dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? No,
I got you, man.
If you can get a bed, get a bed. You know,
bro. When I was in Kansas City, I ain't have a bed frame the entire time. When I moved into my second apartment, I had a king size mattress, and then I ended up buying a queen size mattress from this chick I was talking to. So my bedroom was mattress, pretty much. That's all I'm gonna say.
Rolling around.
I had one for sleeping and one for ignorance.
Oh man.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, it's like, what was we talk about as far as what led into that? The air.
We're talking about Valentine's Day. And then
but I mean, like for me, that expectation for her not to be able to, it's not. I just felt like I had earned enough credibility or whatever for her to.
No, that long. I definitely feel you.
And I mean, like, and for me to be able to explain to you, like, well, look, I'm out here by myself. You know what I'm saying? That at least I ain't bringing girls in and out of here, whatever, because I'm on an air mattress.
But
stop, bro. All right, I got to, because I gotta get this energy. So we gotta talk about at least one trip. PG. So,
okay.
Austria.
Nope. I'm out.
No, bro. No. So like I said, I'm gonna keep it PG. I got three memories from Austria. I ain't gonna name no places. I'm not gonna name the title. So the first memory of Austria is when we got to the border, and Ev got pissed off because they started charging us for that border fee.
Yeah.
My money's other stuff.
I was nervous. I'm like, man, we black and we in this country.
I think all the times me and Ev spent together, that's the most pissed off I've seen my man get. So I was trying to hold in and laugh. I had to turn and look out the window. I was like, my man, I get why you're mad, but this nigga about to kill somebody.
And I don't even get mad like that either.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I thought it was funny. I felt your pain, but I was like, this Negro is pissed. Then when we got to the establishment, I don't know if y'all remember this part. When we got to the establishment, everybody walked in, but I stayed next to the door because I'm like, this looks suspicious as hell. If somebody started doing something ignorant, I don't know who had the keys, but I was gonna be in that car first. Like, let's go. And then the third thing I remember, my boy said, we got in there, that Negro disappeared. The entire time.
We were all waiting.
Right.
It was closed.
No. It was closed. They wanted us to leave. We're like, nah, there's one other person in here.
What you doing, my boy? Where you at?
You're right, no. I went from like, all right, cool, he up there chilling to like, all right, I'm about to start whooping somebody's ass. I'm about to start whooping somebody's ass because they don't kidnap my dude. I'm about to go rampage. Let's go. I'm already looking up. Let's go, man. Like I said, I kept it PG.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
I remember that. That was like
For sure.
I came out. I saw y'all like, dang, I'm like, hey.
Like, hey, my man, you survived? You good? You good? Like, all right. Let's hit this road. Let's get the hell out of here.
He was like, yo, so what's the problem? You know, we straight.
He was like, my man. He was like, my man, we were scared. We were scared.
I didn't even like. To me, like, I don't know. I didn't even pick up on that. I was just like, okay, what's scared for what?
Yeah.
Like, you know, who gonna fuck with me up in there?
Security trying to kick us out. Security trying to kick us out. We like, nah, we ain't leaving. We got one more person in here.
Hey, I wasn't budging. I was ready for that action, baby. You know, my ass ignorant.
My bad. I didn't know I put you. I mean, my bad.
Nah, you good, bro. I was ready about that action over there.
Yeah.
I remember I had to. Y'all remember Walker? You probably don't remember Darnell Walker.
The chick?
No. Darnell Walker, young dude. Married the Irish chick. Yeah, I can't even think of her name now.
The young kid?
Yeah, last name Walker.
I think that sounds familiar.
Yeah, we was in Croatia. That's when I used to roll with them to make sure they just pretty much keep them safe, or not safe, but to keep them out of trouble. And we ended up going to some club, and one of the bouncers snatched his chain off his neck. So I'm outside with, y'all remember Ramon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ramon Johnson. I'm outside, shooting the crap with him. And so Walker come outside, he all hype. I was like, he's like, Harris, man, the bouncer snatched my chain, took my hat. I was like, let's go. So I walked in there. He had a little tag up against the wall. So my man saw me, he let go tag. Brother, I'm sorry. I was like, you might want to let him go, cuz I'm not the one. Like, that's my dude. I said, you got his hat and his chain? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Big, tall Croatian dude, too. But he about to catch these hands over a hat and some chains. Yeah.
Y'all remember?
Like,
Go ahead.
What's up? No, you good.
Y'all remember when the commander had to go pick some kids up from over there?
Yeah, bro.
Man, I imagine that ride back was.
That was a quiet ride.
I can't remember who it was.
Oh,
some of them were mine. It was a group of youngsters.
Yeah,
and then two of them. We like, they about to fuck it up because we was, y'all was. I don't know how many times y'all went before y'all met me, but we was kind of like we initiated that whole, we was venturing out.
Yeah, we fucked up coming back sharing stories
or whatever. But then they started catching on to the word, and then that happened, and that was like we realized that there goes the neighborhood.
Yeah, when I used to go with them, because I used to roll probably like 4 or 5 deep, and at the time, I don't know, Ev, you used to roll with us? I think you used to roll solo. When I used to have the young airmen with me.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Like I said, I don't.
Low key, I done spent about 4 or 5 months out there.
I believe that.
That's straight in a row.
Let me tell you, right? So when I was training, doing my pre-deployment training, that was in like May, right? It was like for a month in Texas. I came back and my supervisor was like, you ain't got to go back to work. I know you leaving soon. And I'm like, I ain't got to come back to work. And I'm talking about, I didn't leave until August. This is June.
Ooh.
I was gone. Still getting paid. It was myself and another guy. And people was like, hey, occasionally I'll go to base, go get something, I might need something. You're like, yo, I could have sworn I saw so-and-so. She's like, no, he's gone. He's gone. I was not going. Bro, like that was like a 3 month, like a 2.5, 3 month stretch where I didn't work at all.
Wow.
No, didn't burn any leave, didn't burn nothing. I was just, I was out there. I was taking my motorcycle to like Pog Island and stuff dude.
Man.
Yeah.
That's one of my regrets right there.
We was going to I'm not gonna say his name, but me and another dude, we was going to like music festivals and stuff. Cause bro. And every time like, yo, I could have sworn I saw so and so. Nope, he didn't see me. And then the same thing happened. The same thing happened when I got back. So they weren't expecting me back until March. I came back in January. What?
Oh,
bro, I barely worked for like a year. Like,
when did you deploy? Was it after I was gone?
2000. Nah, he was there. 2011.
I was deployed.
Okay, so we were both gone.
So, we were both gone.
No wonder you came back laying on the top of a Hummer all in. Why you at work?
Hey, this nigga.
Bro, that was my best year in the military. That alone, because my God, I did my training in Texas. Texas was amazing. Came back, didn't go to work for months, and I was still getting paid. And I went on my deployment was chill, man. They gave me a Forerunner. I ain't have to run around with nothing. I was chilling for this whole time, and then came back and didn't have to work. You got that. Come on,
I forgot. Making ass used to do that. The X-ray just
chilling, bro. Chilling.
Being mid conversation, man, my hamstring tight. Like, nigga, if you don't go sit your ass
man, they still get tight to this day.
Shoes all unlaced and
right. Didn't give no F's.
Listen.
Hey, them troops be like, man, what's wrong with South Evan? Man, leave that dude alone. He on his own wave. Like, leave him alone.
Man, I was checked out when I got back from my like I was checked out. From that time till it was time for me to bounce. It was just like it was just floating.
Where'd you go after Aviano?
And I think that's why you develop. Now it brings me back to where, like, we was always, willing to be like this, and that. You're like, man, I ain't got none of that stuff in my house.
I was checked. Listen, I did the bare minimum. Y'all need y'all 2 exercises? Cool. I got your 2 exercises. Don't bother me. I don't care if you do your check. I
don't think I ever responded to no. I mean, I fake responded to it. If I was somewhere I ain't want to be, I'm like, oh, I gotta.
Yeah, we talk about it on the radio. Yeah, we could radio this. We can radio this. Yeah, but yeah, man, I think I was checked out from 2012 until the end because they try to they offer me orders to go to like Osan, whatever, and after that, I was supposed to get base of preference. So I wrote down my bases, and all my bases were stateside. It was like all East Coast bases. And then so I got like a little bit of time, enough time to do Osan, but not enough time to go do like a commitment somewhere else. And I was like, okay. I turned those orders down. So because they came back with, nah, we ain't doing that list, Mr. Evans. Because it's supposed to be base of preference. They gave me a list of 3 bases. It was like Mildenhall, Lake and Heath, or do 4 more years at, where we was at. Yeah. And I was like, nah, man, I'm good.
So you got out of Aviano?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't know that.
That's a transition right there, my friend. When you get home and you ain't got shit.
Right.
You ain't got nothing.
Right.
Bruh.
Listen, I had 2 bags. That was it. I had 2 bags. I got lucky because my stuff came quick. It was like I know they said like 90 days. It was like 45 days. And I got everything. Got my furniture, got my car. Once my furniture and my car came in, I took a trip back to Europe. Y'all probably didn't know I was even out. Cause I remember saying I stopped by your crib.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was already out the military then. Right. I just flew back just to fly back. Dude, I was all on base. You probably remember Burks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was seeing him all the time. Seeing him, he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just chilling." I'm just chilling.
I remember when I got out, I went to I flew to see you in 14.
Yeah, dude, that was a good time.
Yeah. I was in a different mental space, but yeah, still good to see you out there,
bro. That apartment got so many memories.
I'm sure it does, sir.
No, not that. No, it was just cool having the people I like the most around. Like, in that
and that was home for you.
Yeah, that was home, but it was too close to home. Yeah, because now everybody wanna. You know what I'm saying? Once, you gonna come out? I ain't doing none of this hood stuff. I ain't doing that nigga stuff. I'm in my own little lane. But it was great, man. You came out. I had one of my other homeboys, people I deployed with, come out to my house. Like one time, I had like 5 in that 1-bedroom apartment. I had like 5 people that was that we was all in the military together at my house. We hung out from Christmas for probably like 3 weeks.
Wow.
We watched all the Sons of Anarchy. We just hung out. We was just chilling, man. It was a nice time. Yeah. But then it was time for me to get a job. It ain't no jobs down there, so I had to move to Arizona. So
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I know we pushing 2 hours, but say it for me, man. What was I know you spoke on it a little bit last time. What was your transition like after you got out, like the first 6-7 months?
It was different. I mean, saying like especially after like I said, after being a cop for 20 years, even if you came in open general, leading up to getting out, it's just kind of like, a month before that, man, I can't wait. There's been times when you really waited, you hoped, you wished for this day. You know what I'm saying? But now that it's here, and it was time. Because while I was at Army, they gave us tech sergeants. They had racked us and stacked us, and I had to pretty much write a letter to beg to keep my job. When I'm looking to the left and the right of me, and ain't none of these dudes better than me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm here for my job, so after like, okay, I'm this close to retirement and whatever it is. So it was still kind of like boom. So the first 6 months it was rough, you know, because I left the military with them on me money because I had to extend to deploy to Afghanistan. I had to make an extension, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I made that extension, and then when I came, I had to kind of like push it out or re-enlist or something until I think I had to push it out extra. It was supposed to go until 2017. But for some reason, January 1st, 2016, the Air Force, on paper, I was out.
Mm-hmm.
So January 1st come, I ain't got no paycheck.
Yeah.
I go talk, you know, and you know how it is working with finance and MPF. You're making these appointments, whatever it is, you got to keep going back and keep doing this and keep doing that. I didn't get paid. They would have to back pay me for like 3-4 months at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Until they got my pay fixed. It took them that long. It took them about August to even fix my pay so I could finish. And I was about to retire in October. So on this whole time, even though I'm getting back paid, child support, I got
money.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I still got to maintain my bills and do everything I got to do. So that whole 6 months of savings that y'all advise us to have when we get out,
right?
I'm using that.
Yeah.
When I get out, the Air Force owed me $6,000 when I got out. And you know how long that's going to take. You know how long that's going to take you to get, how long it might take for your benefits to kick in. And also for me, I was a cop in security for 20 years. So I'm not one of these dudes who want to go apply to Lockheed or whoever else.
Right.
I don't really want to do this no more. I done spent 20 years doing something I don't want to do. I want to go do something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it might, and you know, not for nothing, I still can have a main job, but I go, you know, do stand up, you know, because now it's kind of like after I do this, like what I got a passion, I got a dream to do it. I want to at least try it. So, and then my daughter had come to live with me. It is finally after whatever her mom got sent to Korea. So now I got my daughter with me. I'm retiring. You know, the check got to kick in, and I'm getting to take her back and forth to school and whatever it is. I was offered a job on base, but it was working overnight. I just got my 13-year-old daughter, so I don't, and it's an hour drive to the base, you know, and she got to go to school, whatever. I turn the job down. I'll just do what I got to do. In California, which is one of the most expensive states to live in, so I was maintaining. I was treading water for a while there. You know what I'm saying? I was, you know, and that's why, like, at the end of it all, 2019, I retired in 2017, 2019. I'm like, it's too expensive out here. Let me go to California. Luckily, thank God, you know, my homegirl, me and my best friend Carmine, we met at Barksdale Air Force Base when I was like E2. You know what I'm saying? And I was ahead of her. I might have been an senior airman. I don't know what I was, but I was ahead of her a little bit. We hit it off real quick, you know what I'm saying? And just to this day, we remain friends. I got my separation from my wife. I went to stay with her, you know what I'm saying? And she let me crash at her place. I was getting ready to piece to McGill. I stayed with her in that time. And then finally, when I left California, I went and stayed with her again in Fort Lauderdale, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So I stayed with her about 8 months. I went home to take care of my uncle who had a brain tumor. He was sick. And then came to Atlanta. But it was a struggle. And then trying to, even though you got this resume, you got this experience, and everybody's like, oh, thank you for your service. And you qualify, like I said the last time, you qualify to do a whole lot of things. So me applying, like I just want to work at the gym. I just want to do this, I just want to do that. Trying to translate a resume into there. Like they walk in at the gym and they're like, what's one of the most stressful situations you ever been in? I'm like, well, receiving IVF in Afghanistan. You know what I'm saying? Like you know,
hearing a suicide bomber from 5 miles away,
or whatever it is. But I mean, it's my story. That's what it is. You know, like what am I supposed to say? Okay, and then to make something, I don't feel like I should have to fake who I am to receive the same respect or whatever. I don't have to lighten it up or say, you know, if you asking about a stressful situation, what is your What are you trying to gauge here? How I handle stress? Okay. This, do I have to make it gym related? Oh, one day this dude was 450 on the bench press, and and I ran over and I got it and I helped him out. Did I use a walk right? Or do I need to tell you about getting IDF in Afghanistan? Like, if you want to understand if I can handle stress, doesn't that answer your question?
Yeah, but it's all a game, man. Once you figure out what it is you want to do, it's a game, dude. Yep. The goal is like, hey, how can I make it past this interview? You probably not in the interview being yourself. You just want to get the job.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a play. You gotta be you, but also play the game at the same time. Because there's two games that's going on. There's a game of IQ and there's a game of EQ.
Right.
You know. And I think when I was in the military, I was just more so IQ and I didn't have much EQ. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing I had to work on. Like EQ is the ability to be able to bond, get to know people, be well liked. And my personality is just chill, laid back, don't really give a fuck.
Right.
So that was a tough lesson that I learned in the military, was having EQ, because I usually come in a room, do my work, then leave. I didn't know about that Monday morning talk with random people at the workplace. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, how was your weekend? Mm-hmm. Billy okay? Blah, blah, blah. You know, you got to play along, but what that's going to do, it's going to help you later on down the road.
Right.
So it's all an investment. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think did I answer the question, Mike?
You good. I think what made me think of something I went through, after I stopped working at the school district when I was in Kansas City, I kind of wanted that break from security because, you know, I got out the military, took like probably 4 or 5 months of not doing a damn thing other than just lifting. And then I ended up getting sick because of my thyroid right when I got to Kansas City, but I got the job up there. And when I got let go or walked out that motherfucker, like, I was like, you know what? I don't want nothing to do with no damn security. Like nothing. Like at all. Like I don't want to touch no gun, because I was armed security working for the school district, you know what I mean? I was a SRO officer. But I was just like, I don't want nothing to do with security. Like I don't want to smell security. I don't want to talk security. I don't want no acronyms. All that can like kick rocks. So I started I tried to get into like insurance. Then I was just like, you know what? I need a paycheck. So they was paying me $500 a week just to train. So I was milking the hell out of that damn training just to get the paycheck so I could pay rent and make sure I ate all the time. So I went to go apply for GNC, and I get a later respect, but I kind of like I said, what made me think of that was what you said. Like she straight up told me to my face, she's like, I would hire you, but I'm scared that you're going to take my job. I'm like, man, I just want part-time hours. I said, I'm not trying to take your job. I don't want to be no manager. I really don't want that much responsibility. You don't even have to teach me the cash register. I just sell this bull crap because I know this crap. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, and then she ended up, she hired me, but before I even worked 1 hour at her store, she transferred me to another store where they already had an established manager. And I was like, that's all I wanted, because I don't want your damn job. Right. And then I started working at the gym, and that hustle mentality that we have that's instilled in us. I had clients at the gym that used to go to my GNC, and I was working maybe 20 hours a week at GNC. I ended up getting best sales for a quarter. The rest of the managers were so pissed. like, man, how the hell you win salesman of the quarter? I'm like, I work at the gym.
They've been crunching they've been crunching them numbers and trying to figure this shit out of them. They was like, how's he doing it? They watching the cameras.
I had this one dude,
ain't even working there.
Right. I had this one dude, he was white dude. He used to come to him and his wife came to the gym I worked at. And he the one that actually told me, because I didn't know. He's like, hey man, he's like, is your last name Harris? I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, yeah, we was all on the regional call and they kept saying your name as far as top selling for the last quarter. I was like, oh. He's like, how'd you do it? I'm looking at him like, fool, I work here. How you think I did? Hey, if you want some supplements, I'm not giving your ass a discount. Just come to my store.
Right. Oh, because they see how, you know, they see what you look like. They probably ask you, hey man, but blah, blah, blah. What
Thank you.
And then you talk this and that, and you know what you're talking about. You on point.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy from this dude.
Yeah, bro, they was hating on me so bad, and then
they ain't compensate you. The company didn't do nothing for you for that.
Hell no, nothing.
Nothing
Nothing at all, dog. And I was like, real talk, I was fine because I worked sales at first at the gym, and then that's when I got certified to be a personal trainer. Mm-hmm. So like I was fine, but then that started getting old because sometimes sales might be slow, but child support checks they ain't never slow. They gonna keep coming, baby. So I ended up getting another security job, just working just low level security for I think it's Allied Security, Allied Universal, whatever. And like I said, going back to our hustle thing, man, like I was there for like maybe a month and a half, got promoted to a regional supervisor in like about 2 months. And I was like, this is too easy. Oh, and like I said, going back to what you were saying, like, oh, what's the most stressful thing you ever been through? I'm like, it damn sure ain't counting trucks coming out this warehouse.
Right.
Like, this is easy. Like,
do they be shooting at people around here? Y'all, I mean,
right. I was like, I'm sorry, like I ain't trying to be like, facetious or trying to be uppity, but I was sitting at a post and heard kaboom. We get a damn call later, like, hey, we just had a suicide bomb off base about 2 or 3 miles away.
Right.
This ain't counting trucks, sweetie. I'm sorry.
And then, on top of that, they keep saying that the cooks and the TCNs are putting bugs on the tables when we talk.
Right.
And do it. And on top of, I don't really want to be here. You know what I'm saying? It's hot.
Right.
It's
exactly.
Heavy, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. But yeah, man, I got blessed, man. Boy hooked me up with where I work at now. And it's good. It's chill. Love the job. Get to teach. Get to travel. That travel-ish get old real fast, but I remember reading some report about vets after like your grace period is like 3.5 to 4 years before you find what you're actually gonna be doing. And it was crazy to do it because it was actually 3.5, 4 years before I got this job, and it was like nuts.
Yeah,
nuts.
Hey, some of them numbers be like, man, that is close to what I was at.
Yeah,
just trying this and trying that, trying this and trying that. I just knew as soon as I got out, I ain't want to hold a gun for nobody but my family members.
Facts.
I knew that as soon as I got out, and I had to figure out something else.
Because I mean, that's even like, I'm like that right now because the job I got right now is kind of shaky, or I'm not getting no satisfaction out of it anymore. But and it's kind of like, of course, I could probably walk onto a police force to do something like that, but no. I will figure it out. I mean, and like you said, Mike, I tried to stay away from security, but I ended up, I started filling out security applications just because, I needed to get that paycheck. The bills are still due. California was high.
Mm-hmm.
First, I got a call back from Six Flags in Santa Clarita, California, and I went to do the interview and whatever. And I was, man, during this interview or during this application process, they gave me second grade homework. You remember the piece of paper with the coins on there, like a quarter, a nickel, a dime, or whatever?
That's the kind of person they're looking for. That's the person they're looking for.
I'm like, second
Are you
grade
serious?
homework? Yes. I am serious. And I mean, like I said, I didn't want much, but just like, why, what are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what are y'all doing? But luckily, and at that point in time, I'm like, I don't even think I'm gonna take this job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need it, but I mean, let me do whatever. And so I applied for G4S in California, and they called me in, and they sent me to work in this high class neighborhood called the Oaks of Calabasas. So I was working in Calabasas, Khloe Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian, master.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking. Yeah.
That's where I work. Just working the gate. That's all I want to do. Whatever it is, I come in, boom, boom, boom. First day of work, the director ride me around. Maybe the first day he ride me around, showing me whatever it is. We just talking. Back and forth. And maybe it was a mind game, but he's like, man, there's an assistant director job open. Would you like it? I'm at the gate work making $17 an hour. With my credentials and my resume, I'm worth way more than I should have his job. I should.
You're in the wrong crib field, brother. You're in the wrong crib field.
But no, at that point in time, that's all I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I want. I don't want to be responsible. I've been the flight chief. I've had to do all that. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even worry about that. We can have a great relationship. I ain't trying to do whatever. I can even help you out and give you pointers. Not saying that you need them, but I'm here to make it good for everybody. Just as my personality. It's not a competition. So he offered me the job. Okay. I say, okay. Well, he's like, okay, well, just, and for me, it's kind of like, well, if you the boss, you offer me the job. Okay, well, let me just talk to this one about that. And then he goes to talk to them. I don't know who said something to him, but then he come back. Well, I said, well, what's up? What did they say? Well, yeah, they just said go online and fill out the application. I'm like, oh,
mind games.
He's not the decision maker.
So I don't know somebody, but like if you went him and whoever he had to tell his boys or whatever, they close enough for him to be like, hey man, I want to make him my assistant. And that's all they said because, or had the backbone to be like, I want him to be my assistant. They give you kickback. Like, no, I want him to be look, if you got a spot open, I got my guy.
Yeah.
So he do that. I do, and I feel it in the whatever already. And then I do that. Don't hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? Boom. And then he started doing a whole bunch of shady stuff. Like I said, I had my daughter at the time. At one point in time, they, I think it was during, like the whole third shift pretty much quit.
Yeah.
Or something happened with them. So that makes, and there were people even on third shift who had put in 2 weeks notices. So this is where me working down here, but knowing up here, having the knowledge of up here, knowing like they put in 2 weeks notice, motherfucker. Why is there no third shift now? You had time. You know what I'm saying? Supplement somebody. I know there's people out there want some jobs or whatever. And this is a high class place, and you don't want any and everybody. But if you were doing your job, you would have already had a candidate or something. You know what I'm saying? We should not be doing this. And on top of that, and then like I didn't mind getting the overtime at first, but you ain't doing none. You still come to work late and leave early.
Right.
Might not come today or whatever. You leaving it to the whole team to pull all this weight. I'm working 80 hours a week. I got a 13-year-old daughter most of the time at home by herself. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing it. I'm hustling because it's a struggle right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then they flipped me to third shift without even asking me, just on the schedule. They didn't talk to me about it. They said, "Can you work this?" And I was pretty much the only one on the team with a kid at home. Everybody else was single, not married, no kids. But you switch me to third shift and let all these, let them keep working what they want to work. Not to mention, I was the darkest person working on that team. So it just came down to it. And then they started like, I'll be 3 minutes. California traffic is California traffic. Like you can leave home at the same time every day. You might get there early. You might get there late.
Yeah.
In any gauge, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'll be 2 minutes away. Oh, you need to call. Like, okay. But why am I the only one that got a call? Y'all come late, early. Not saying that it's that childish at the time, but it's really starting to look at me like, why y'all tripping? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Start to write me up for little stupid stuff. And then he came back to me again and asked me about. I asked him, and then he came back to me again. And I was at the gym one day. I wasn't even at work. I was at Gold's. He called me like, you remember we talked about that assistant position? You still, when I answered, I saw him calling. I'm like, oh, I'm fired. That's how I felt at the time. Like, you calling me off duty. Why you let me go? Okay, but no, you offered me the job again. And then
mind games.
Right. I got my resume is security and all this. But a couple of weeks later, I'm hearing that y'all hiring this dude who was a Marine, worked comm in the Marines and worked this and that. And you ain't even give me a call and a courtesy after you called me in the gym off duty. You didn't even follow up and be like, hey, well, they went with somebody else or whatever it is. You just let this dude show up to work while I'm sitting here wondering if I got the job or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big world, bro. One thing I will say that comes very easy with people of our skill level is project management. Yeah, I know y'all probably hear I say it over and over again, but I'm telling you, it is the best things for people of our skill. Yeah, it don't require no degree because I ain't got no degree. It's really just personality and getting shit done. Yeah, they don't care how you get it done, as long as you get it done by this time, this date, this budget, and you make your own schedule. You can work from home when you want to. You can sleep in.
And the thing I like about you, Ev, is I'm sure we've all been approached by these people with the pyramid schemes and whatever it is, or we seen it somewhere, and we be like, and my mentality is show me the numbers. Think about it is, and you show us the numbers.
Yeah. This job right here is never mind, child support people. Yeah. I make nothing.
I'm sleeping on the mat. My mattress on the floor, bro.
My mattress on the floor. Yeah, we talk about when we turn the record thing off. Like, bro, when I say it's real, I figured it out during COVID, right? I was like, okay, when COVID first started and everything was slower, I was like, what can I do to transition to something else? And I went on Google and I went up with the top 5 highest paying jobs, and project management was like number 2, right? Number 2, number 3, and it was like, you tell me I can make this. What do you require? Leadership, the same thing, being on time, being
like an EPR. Okay,
exactly, bro. And you are, and not to mention, you're in such high demand. People are dying, bending over backwards to get a project manager. I'm telling you, project management is where because I would love to open up a project management firm and just, hey, we got great project managers.
One stop shop. Come on.
You give us the project, you give us the resources, we'll monitor it, make sure it gets done in the budget, and it's done. Because when you look at these fucking numbers and see what they fucking charging for a project manager to be on a job, imagine being an employee. You don't see none of that, okay? Because you're an employee. Right. But if you're a third party, you're like, ooh, and you got a project that's gonna last like 2 years. Come on. You can do that one project.
Offline. Let's talk about that offline. Definitely.
What?
Yes, I said, no. I said let's talk about that offline. We don't want to talk about numbers.
We can turn this off. Yeah, we can.
All right, we in it. Okay, we
in it.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna cut this shit off and we can talk about it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we about to have a conversation. You people out there who watching, if you stayed in this long, we appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yes, sir.
So, we're gonna try to do like every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, let's go.
All right.
I think if we record 2 hours, it could be every week.
I was like a little bit ago. I was thinking about just ending that,
chopping it up,
the talk, and then kind of like putting out a pre-record too.
Yeah, cut in half.
All the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Lee was on for an hour. Boom, cut it right there, and then the next one is the 3 of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he was on for an hour and 15, and we just did an hour
15.
Yeah. So it works.
All right. We'll do that. All right, everybody that's out there. Appreciate it. We're out of here.
Peace. We staying online or?